Hey everybody, welcome back to Stone Mountain BBQ. I'm Jason, and it's the first video in a long time. I hope I remember how to do this, but we're going to see what we can do. You've already seen it in the title. We're going to be doing some beef ribs today, and we're going to be using the Weber Kettle. I've neglected this cooker for a long time. Probably haven't used it in almost a year, but we're going to be doing it today. So let's get our slow and sear started up, and we'll get these ribs on. Y'all stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Alright guys, we're starting out with a full load of just Kingsford Blue original. We're going to take out about 6 to 10 of them. And we're going to place them on one side of the slow and sear. We've got our tumbleweed starter. We're going to use that. We're going to get it down kind of in the middle of them. Pile them around it. Just gonna light our tumbleweed and let these coals get started. Now once they get started, we're gonna add this full load all around them. We're using mesquite wood today, just chunks on the beef. It's not necessarily my favorite wood, but it's the only chunks that I have. And then we're gonna add some water to this water pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. It's hot water, it's not boiling. It needs to be boiling, but I think it'll get a lot warmer with this fire going. It's a little bit over 3 cups. And there you go. So we're gonna let these coals get started, and I'll be back whenever we dump in the other load. See you in just a second. Alright guys, so as you can see, most of these have gotten some ash over on them. So we're going to go ahead and fill up the rest of the slow and sear with unlit coals. It's fall, y'all. There's leaves everywhere. So you just want to get this as flat as possible. I mean, this would be considered a full load, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm expecting this to be probably a pretty long cook for the slow and sear. Usually I think I've gotten about five hours out of one before having to add any coals. So that's what we're going to do, and hopefully it'll run that long. Now I may have to take a few briquettes out to get my wood going, or stay on here, or I can just leave my grill grate up. A big new shiny grate, because the other one had seen better days. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. We'll just leave that up so that as that burns down, that wood will get there too. Now let's look at these beef ribs. Yeah, I know they're already seasoned. I did it early this morning, so they've been wrapped up in some saran wrap or plastic wrap for about probably 3 hours, 4 hours maybe. All I did, guys, and you can do it your own way, however you want. You don't have to follow the way that I did this. I took the membrane off the back. These are just about 1, 2, 3, 4 bone beef ribs, short ribs, and I took the membrane off the back. I slathered them in some mustard, and then I just rubbed them down with some Caribeque beef, big and bold beef rub. Y'all seen me use it in the past. This is going to be fairly simple cook. We're only going to spritz these with some butter. The Parquet. I believe it's not. I can't believe it's not butter. No, this isn't that. It's just I don't know, Parquet spray. Same thing we use for pork ribs, except we use the squirt bottle. We're going to use the spray. So I'm going to get these unwrapped, and we're going to get them put on the cooker. Alright? Do them however you want. You don't have to do what I do. Do them however you want. Salt brine them the night before, wrap them up, put you some pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, whatever you want to on there, simple rub, and you can do it. You don't have to do all this. You can rub them down, throw them on the cooker right before. It doesn't matter. However you want to do it. These are some hefty ribs. 4.56 pounds is what this is. I'm pretty excited about it. There's something flying at me. Oh. I thought my life was over. Alright, let's get these things unwrapped and put on the cooker. I'm super close. I apologize. It's been a while. I'm out of practice. Alright guys, so now that these are on the cooker, you can see they're super wet smoke sticks to cold wet meat. So I didn't let these come up to room temperature. I didn't do any of that. We're going to take a little bit more of this beef rub and just kind of go over the top. And that's it. Alright, so we're going to get the lid on here. I'm going to close my vents down. I had them wide open to get the coals going and lit up. So we're going to go ahead and close them down. I'm looking to run probably anywhere from 250 to 275. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do about a quarter or a half on the top vent. And maybe like a pencil's width or a little bit wider on the bottom vent. Okay, see you in a little bit. Alright guys, it's been right at 2 hours. I haven't even looked at this thing. I'm trusting the slow and sear, trusting the method that I've used since the beginning. So we're shows we're running about 275 on this side, so that means we're probably maybe a little bit cooler over here. I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at these things. Alright guys, so as you can see, this bark is setting up nice. We got a nice little jiggle going. We're just going to spritz this with this butter. Wind's blowing. That'll add a little bit of flavor, keep it moist, and allow that flavor just to sit up and be real good. So there you go. Get the lid back on before the wind gets that fire up. So I want to apologize for my absence. It's been about 5 months since I've done a video, and honestly guys, I just haven't had time. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I bought a race car. I've been working on that. This house, you can see there's leaves everywhere. I've got to get started on this. It's becoming a problem already. We had trees cut down. We've had just a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully with the weather changing, I don't sweat as much when it's cold outside, and hopefully we can get back on to cooking and showing y'all some cool recipes. So I appreciate you for hanging out, staying with me today. We're going to let these go for another couple of hours. It's probably going to be dark whenever they're done. I'm going to wrap them up once that bark sets the way I want it to and that color's there. Wrap it up, let it go to about 195, 200, and we'll see what it looks like whenever they're done. I'll see y'all back whenever we're wrapping these up. Alright guys, I think we've got all the color that we're going to get on these beef ribs. Let's check out and see what temp they are probing at right now. See if you can see that. Right at 140, 138, 140. So it usually would be a little bit early to go ahead and wrap. To be honest with you, I would normally wait till it's about 160. But honestly, wrapping really doesn't do anything except speed up the process. It pushes you through that stall. It keeps the color that you've already gained on this piece of meat. And there's really no rule for wrapping. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it. I'm just going to do simple foil wrap with a little bit of that butter spray and go from there. So let's get this thing wrapped up. Oh, shout out to Rich over at Rich's River Smokers, West Virginia. I won this in one of his giveaways. I still use it. I love it, man. I appreciate it. Alright guys, as you can see, our fire is starting to get up, so we want to go ahead, get this thing wrapped up. I was stupid and threw my table back in the house. So we're going to brave this by picking it up, setting it down real fast. That's a little warm. Do better than me, guys. Do better. Get our butter spray. And we're just going to spray the dickens out of it. This is going to keep moisture inside of the wrap. Make sure that you braise it. Get that fat rendered. You want all that collagen, that fat to render down. Now, in other scenarios, if you wanted to, at this point, you could go ahead, pull this off your pit, and actually take this in the oven. There's nothing that says you have to keep this on the cooker for the rest of the cook. But since I don't know when I'm going to be back out here, don't know when I'm going to be cooking again, I don't have a reason to save these coals. So I'm going to go ahead, let it cook all the way through, and go from there. There's some wood chooks on there. You're not going to get any more smoke while it's wrapped up, but it's still going to be a fuel source. It'll keep the temperature going, and you'll be able to eat it when it's done. That's the most important part. So we're going to let this go wrapped up until it gets to that temperature. I'll see y'all in the house whenever we're cutting this thing open. See you later. Alright guys, these beef ribs have just been pulled off of the smoker, off the kettle. I let them rest for about 10, 15, 20 minutes. Came up to about 185, 190-ish. That's where I want them. I didn't want them to pull apart. I still want a little bit of a bite. I think they're going to be delicious. They look delicious. They're still wrapped. I vented them out, let them rest for a little bit. So let's get cutting. All right, so let's take a look at these bad boys. It's got a little jiggle. That's still pretty warm. That's still really warm. Let's see if I can do this. All right, don't mind that. So we've got pull back on the bones. Oh, that's hot. This one's gonna fall off. Woo, that is hot tamale. It's juicy, y'all. Look at that. Oh yeah. Yep, I just got 3rd-degree burns. Oh, let's take a bite of these. All right, it is super bright in here. Whoa, sorry. I just can't, I mean, that's the beef rib. We've got a little bit of fat still in here, but it's all super tender. Look there, the layer of fat in between there. Let's just pull that top piece off, because that bone is hot. Got a nice little smoke. Little smoke ring on there. That mesquite wood. Now mesquite is a pretty aggressive wood. If you don't like a very, very smoky piece of meat, you probably don't want to use mesquite or hickory or anything like that. Probably want to stick to fruit woods, pecan, peach, cherry, things like that. All right, I'm salivating. So tender, the perfect bite. That Caribeque big bowl beef, it's never let me down before. Delicious, beefy. You get a hint of smoke. That's what I love about cooking with the kettle, because you're using a lot of charcoal and not as much wood. Now, if I had been doing this on the offset, there's no way I would have used mesquite. There's no way. It would have been so smoky. I would have stuck to a very mild wood, probably apple, cherry. But just using those 3 chunks. Another reason there's not a ton of smoke on this is where we wrapped it. Remember, we wrapped early. Normally, we wouldn't have wrapped that early, but in order to speed this up so I could get done, it actually made it a little bit better. Such a great beefy flavor. These ribs came from Appalachian Meats. You've seen me use their products before. If you're local in Southwest Virginia, I highly recommend hollering at Brandon or Victoria. A link will be down in the description box to their social media networks, things like that, so that you can get up with them. Listen, it's great stuff. I'm gonna go get some thumbnails. But hey guys, I appreciate you for stopping in. I don't even remember what my outro used to be, but thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it. I'm really appreciative of all of you who have stuck around for months without videos, all the new subscribers that have tuned in watching old videos, and you're like, well, where's the new stuff? Well, hopefully it's coming. I don't wanna, you know, be cliche and keep saying, oh, I'm back, I'm back. I've done that in the past. This video was just on the whim, trying to get back in the routine of things. It was delicious. I'm super glad I did it. Super glad you were here with me to see it. Try grilling, smoking, whatever, doing some beef ribs. You won't be disappointed. Hey, y'all stick with me, guys. We'll see what we can do. Thanks. God bless. Frankie, these were delicious. These were delicious. Come here. Sit back. She said, can I have some ribs? She said, can I have some ribs? She's a pretty girl.